Welcome to Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Ahead on the show, action from state Nordic skiing and section team wrestling. We'll meet a Totino-Grace wrestling star whose mom is also in a battle.
And we'll get started with girls hockey section finals. Wayzata beat number 1 seed Hopkins in the section 6AA semifinals, while Benilde-St. Margaret's overcame playoff nemesis and 3-time defending state champ Minnetonka. That set up the championship game between the Trojans and Red Knights. Wayzata trying to work a give and go in deep, but the pass is off target and Benilde pounces. Kaylee Druck hits Kaitlyn Reilly in stride, and she scores on the breakaway for a 1-0 BSM lead. Reilly is electric all night. Benilde looking for more. Brittany Wheeler passes to Kelly Pannek for the redirect, but Paige Marcy makes the stop for the Trojans. It's 1-0 Red Knights after 1. In the second, Kaitlyn Klein comes off the boards with the puck. Her pass is knocked away, but Klein gets there first and buries the quick shot. Wayzata ties it up 1-1 as they play a much stronger second period. Paige Sorensen looking to give the Trojans the lead. A great rush, but her shot sails wide and it stays tied at 1-1. Reilly is a constant threat. She pulls back to avoid the 2 defenders and zips a good shot, but Marcy shuts the door. This game is even 1-1 through 2. After Benilde goes in front, watch this one from Sophia Shaver. She takes the pass right back, and she won't be denied, making a great move to the net to score. It's 2-2 with about 6.5 minutes to play. But 4 minutes later, Reilly pushes the loose puck to Pannek, and her rocket under the crossbar proves to be the game winner as the Red Knights take the section title with a 3-2 win. Benilde returns to state for the first time since 2008. They'll face Roseau in the state quarterfinals Thursday night at 6, and we'll hear from the Red Knights later in the show.
In Class A, Breck and Blake met in their now traditional Section 5A final. The Mustangs looking for the upset of the top-seeded Bears. First period, no score until Blake's Harley Bullock beats Jenna Brenneman High to give the Bears the lead. Down 2-0, Breck gets on the board. Izzy Gleekel's shot is tipped in by Grace Zumwinkle. Get the Mustangs within 1. Blake scores again to make it 3-1, but late in the period, Leah Schwartzman gets a shot through traffic. The Mustangs are down 1. Second period, they tie it. Schwartzman's shot is stopped. Zumwinkle gets 2 whacks at the rebound, finishing on the second one, and we're tied up. Blake answers that. Jordan Chancellor's shot is stopped, but Sarah Shute is alone for the rebound. The Bears are back up 4-3 after 2. Third period, the back-and-forth game continues. Schwartzman gets by the D, beats Anna Crusoe to tie it at 4. Just under 6 minutes to play, Bullock finds Sylvie Wallen, whose wrister beats Brenneman. It's her second goal of the game. Blake adds an empty netter, and they knock off Breck 6-4 and head back to state. Wayzata's gymnastics team qualified for state in 2013, placing 5th. The Trojans' goal for this season was to repeat as section champions and improve on that state finish. Trojans were the favorites coming into last Saturday's Section 6AA meet. 4 Wayzata gymnasts finished in the top 6 on the uneven bars, including Hannah Roth, who lands a score of 9.3 to tie for second place. 3 of the top 5 girls on the balance beam are from Wayzata, including Andy Pulls, who's headed to state with a 4th place score of 9.35. Her teammate Maddie Aaron was even better. Aaron earns a mark of 9.45 to tie all-around champion Destiny Cobbs of Minnetonka for first place on the beam. Hopkins was the other local team in the meet. Grace O'Neill lands their best score in any event here on the vault with an 8.65, good for 11th place. But this is Wayzata's day. Junior Claire Lorbecki ties Cobbs for second place on the floor with a 9.5 for that routine. The floor exercise champion is Wayzata's Brenna Rug. She lands a score of 9.625. The Trojans on this day are solid in all 4 events, and it earns them the Section 6AA title for a second straight year.
It's just really exciting for us. This is what we've been working for all season. So the team was just really excited and trying to have fun today, and we're really proud of what we've accomplished.
Wayzata scores a season-high 148.275. Minnetonka, Eden Prairie, and Edina finished 2, 3, 4 respectively, with Hopkins 5th. The state AA team competition is Friday night at 6. Individuals are Saturday night. Several local schools were part of the Section 5 AA meet last week at Irondale, including Park Center. And this is 8th grader Alexa Masters. She vaults her way to state with a score of 9.35, good for 4th place in the event. The top 4 who advance on to state. Masters teammate Reilly just missed out on state on the floor exercise, placing 5th with a score of 9.15. However, Reilly came in 2nd on the balance beam to qualify in that event. Maple Grove didn't get any girls to state, but they did finish 4th overall as a team. Courtney Lateral had the best floor score with an 8.55. This, though, was Champlin Park's night. The Rebels were outstanding. Taylor Gakeen came in 2nd in the floor exercise with a mark of 9.575 and also qualified for state as an all-rounder. Rebels' Liz Hammond is also going to state as an all-rounder. She placed 2nd on the bars with a routine of 9.125 as Champlin Park wins the meet to qualify for state.
It's the first time Champlin will ever go to state, and I think we really came together as a team and we pulled out some awesome tricks, some awesome events, and we were just confident and we did really good.
Champlin Park scores a school record 142.275 to advance to state. Rogers finishes 3rd with Maple Grove 4th and Park Center a solid 5th place showing. Osseo places 8th. Also, Breck qualified for the state Class A meet by winning their section.
In boys hockey, Totino-Grace and Cooper met for the last time as members of the North Suburban Conference, which is dissolving after this school year. This one on the Eagles' home rink in Brooklyn Park. Good passing here. Carter Lyons to Jason Critch to Nick Tandeschi alone on the weak side to bat it in. It's 1-0 Totino-Grace. Second period, and Andrew Schneider drops a perfect pass in front to Kyle Brodt for the goal. And that one puts the Eagles up 3-0. Just 12 seconds later, Joey Bray fires. He gets his own rebound and sets up Ben Henderson for the goal to make it 4-0 Grace. On a power play, Hayden Gauchi gets the puck down low and his backhander sneaks in for a goal for Cooper. The Hawks are down 4-1 though after 2. In the third, a good pass sets up Chandler Nauman for a rocket wrist shot for a 5-1 Grace lead. They win it 7-3.
The section playoffs get underway this week in boys hockey. Defending section champion Wayzata is the top seed in 6AA. With Eden Prairie 2nd. Holy Family is seeded 3rd, followed by Benilde-St. Margaret's, Hopkins, Minnetonka, Armstrong, and Cooper. In the quarterfinals Thursday, Wayzata hosts Cooper, Hopkins is at Benilde, Armstrong's at Eden Prairie. The semifinals are Saturday. Maple Grove is the number 2 seed behind Blaine in Section 5AA. Centennial is 3rd, followed by Anoka 4th. Rogers, Champlin Park, Osseo, and Coon Rapids round out the field. The quarterfinals are Saturday. 3 games are at the Champlin Ice Forum, capped off by Osseo versus Maple Grove at 5 o'clock. Champlin Park faces Centennial at Coon Rapids at 8 o'clock. Breck is the top seed in Section 2A ahead of Orono and Bloomington Kennedy. The Mustangs take on the St. Louis Park Waconia winner Friday at Parade. Totino-Grace is the number 1 seed in Section 4A. Matamidi, St. Paul Academy, and South St. Paul round out the top 4. Grace plays the Como Park Sibley winner in the quarterfinals Thursday at Aldrich. And as always, Jay, should be a fun playoff ride.
That's right, and in Section 5AA the last year at the Venerable Coliseum. I'll kind of miss that place doing hockey games there. Next up on Sports Jam, highlights from a wintry state Nordic ski meet, plus section wrestling.
Welcome back to Sports Jam.
And time to talk state Nordic skiing and a great performance by some local athletes. Armstrong's John Delaney is the first local out in the second boys race, starting in 3rd place in the pursuit format. Bloomington Jefferson's Zach Ketterson rolls to a win in a total time of 32:52.7 to win the boys individual pursuit title. Delaney loses a little ground in the second race, but still finishes 7th overall to lead the local boys. Osseo's Adam Berkowitz cracks the top 30, placing 29th. Then it's the girls' turn. Wayzata's Elena Soneson starts 5th, and it's a close battle down the stretch. But Maddie Watts of Irondale holds on to win in a time of 37:14.6. Vivian Hett of Burnsville is second, 6 seconds back of Watts. Soneson takes 3rd place, and then not far behind is Anna French at 5th place as the Trojans repeat as team champions. Armstrong's Hannah Rudd is 9th, helping her team to a runner-up finish with Michaela Keller-Miller of Wayzata in 10th place, right behind her. Then the orange and black coming up, Osseo's Sarah Bezdacek places 19th for the Orioles. And Armstrong's Anna Neighbor is 21st. Here's what some local placers had to say.
We had a blast, and I think I'm so happy with my race and the team. I'm so proud of them, and we couldn't have gone out better as a senior. I'm so happy.
It was a great day. Our first race was a little tricky. It was a really hard course. There was a lot of snow coming down. Second race went a lot better. All of our girls passed people, and our team was very excited.
In the skate race, I felt really well, and my legs and arms are feeling great, and I got to a third. I took third in the skate, and then classic, I was a little worn out, and it's not as much my strength, and I lost a few spots, but I think I finished 7th, so that was a good finish.
Wayzata makes it back-to-back girls team titles, with Armstrong edging Stillwater by 1 point for 2nd place. Burnsville is 4th. Forest Lake is the boys team champion, followed by St. Louis Park and Duluth East. Wayzata's boys take 6th place. Spots in the team portion of the state wrestling tournament were up for grabs on the weekend. Maple Grove facing defending champ Centennial in the Section 5 3A semis. Will Suhr tightens his grip and rocks back on the cradle to pin Adam Long at 152 pounds. And third seed Maple Grove has a 22-9 lead. Centennial gets within 25-18, but Tahi Nomain with a powerful double-leg takedown for the Crimson in a 195-pound match. Nomain eventually gets the pin as Maple Grove wins going away. 43-18 is the final. And that puts them into the finals against top seed Rogers, who beat Osseo in the semis. Maple Grove's Jack Herbis gets the takedown on the way to a tech fall at 120 pounds. Next match, and Theo G stacks Jack Cammers and gets the pin. And the Crimson dominate early to build a big 23-0 lead on the Royals. Rogers standout Philip Anderson gets his team on the board at 138 pounds, pinning Michael Edison to make the team score 28-6. Rogers wins a few more, but they never really get back in it. Elijah Solomon gets a late takedown to win 4-3 at 160 pounds. Maple Grove reverses 2 regular season losses to win the second section title in school history in wrestling.
After the first loss to Roger and Centennial, after they crushed us at home, it was a little embarrassing. And then as the season went on, and like all the kids that came to practice every day and that practiced real hard and try to get the best out of it, and like towards the end of the season, I kind of figured that, you know, we keep working this hard, we're gonna get it, and that's what happened.
In Section 6 3A, host Wayzata beat Minnetonka by 1 point in the quarterfinals. That put Tim Hartong's Trojans into the semis against top seed Wilmer. The 106-pound match turns in a hurry. Wayzata's Boyd Mbua looks like he's in trouble, but he turns the tables on Clay Carlson, locking on the cradle and getting the pin late in the match. Nick O'Brien shows why he entered the tournament with a 30-3 record, putting on a takedown clinic on the way to a win at 132 pounds for the Trojans, and they lead it 13-6. But a string of Wilmer pins shifts the momentum. Esteban Navarro turns Samuel Gilseth to his back and gets the fall at 145 pounds. And the Cardinals take the lead for good in the next match as Travis Deegan gets a pin. Wilmer wins 42-28, and they beat Mound West Tonka in the final.
In Section 5 AA, Totino-Grace was looking to make it back-to-back trips to state. Top-seeded Eagles facing number 2 seed Benilde-St. Margaret's in the final. And Totino starts well at 106 pounds. The Eagles' Mike Memth shoots 4 and gets the takedown on Frankie Gormley. Memth goes on to win 13-2. Good match at 126 pounds. Benilde's Jake Aller trailing 1-0 to Christian Ball before getting a takedown of Ball. Aller wins 2-1. The Red Knights are down 9-6 at this point as a team. At 145, Grace's Gaylor Flomo scores a takedown and then near fall points on Sula Gunvalson. Flomo wins 7-4. The Eagles are up 18-10. But the Red Knights pick up a big win at 152. Logan Koss locking up Totino's Walker Field and gets the pin. Koss is fired up. His team is down just 2 at 18-16. That's as close as they get. At 170, Jared Floral turns and gets Benilde's Carter Byrne on his back. It's a 10-3 win for Floral and Grace. And then later at 220, Grace seals it All-Stater Lance Benick pins Jameer Anderson 35 seconds in. Grace wins the match 38-26 to take the Section 5AA championship. We'll meet Lance Benick later in the show. Now to girls basketball. Osseo lost to Northwest Suburban Conference leader Centennial by 1 in the team's first meeting. Orioles hoping to get a little revenge on their home court. Ariana Jones passing to Maddie Malone, who attacks and gets to the hoop for a layup and an early 15-12 Osseo lead. This time Malone gets the assist. She draws the defense and feeds Io Port for the jumper. Port scores 20 in the game. Centennial establishes the inside game. Jill Conrad catches and scores, plus a foul. She has 21 points. The Cougars are up 37-34 at halftime. Second half, and Centennial tries to pull away. Jasmine Bretoy finds Sarah Grow underneath, and it's 47-38 Cougars. Osseo fights back, though. The first shot is missed, but the second try is blocked. Kiara Russell winds up with the loose ball and sets up Port for the hoop. Osseo's within 2 points at 60-58. But the Cougars get a clutch bucket from J.C. Girding here, and Centennial goes on to win it 77-67. The Orioles could get another crack at the Cougars in the section tournament.
Yeah, they've played them pretty tough both times, so I'm sure they would like another shot at them. Straight ahead in our Sports Gem Spotlight, meet a two-sport star from Totino-Grace excelling this winter on the wrestling mat.
Individual section wrestling tournaments are coming up this weekend around the state. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a talented Totino-Grace Jr. who is wrestling for more than just his team. It usually doesn't take long for Lance Benick to get to work on the wrestling mat. The two-time state champion from Totino-Grace carries an 81-1 record with him over the past 2 seasons. On this night, he pins a Fridley wrestler in 11 seconds. He is the #1 ranked high school wrestler at 195 pounds. That's #1 in the country.
When my parents say it's kind of like a target on your back, like everyone wants to get you and everyone wants to beat you because you're the #1 guy. And I like that because I like getting everybody. That means I'll have everyone's best match, and it's just I'll get pushed, and you gotta still wrestle like you're #2 and you want to be #1. You can't just sit on the #1 spot.
He's a unique wrestler where he has great talent. And that's a D1 caliber kid, and great talent that he's born with, but he wrestles hard. He goes out there to tournaments, he puts a lot of time into it, so that's what kind of cultivates it.
That drive and work ethic is paying off. Lance is not only beating the best Minnesota has to offer, he's also had the chance to wrestle on a national and international stage.
I've went to nationals a couple times and I've went out there, and then I wanted a little bit more tougher competition, so I went out to Akron, Ohio for the World Qualifier to wrestle over in Serbia, and I won the freestyle division. So I went over in Serbia and wrestled, and that was a great experience. I got beat right away, but it was a great experience, and I'm looking forward to doing that again.
He works hard at his craft, but life on the wrestling mat for the most part comes easily for Lance. He wishes life for his mother was just as easy. Joanne Benick was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2010 and was at stage 3 cancer. The cancer for now appears to be gone, but the 33 radiation treatments have had their effect on Joanne's health. Lance wrestles for her.
She loves wrestling. She'll never miss a meet or even if it's against the worst team in the conference. She'll come and support the team and support me, and she's always there, and it's awesome. And just seeing her overcome what she has, it's a big motivator for me. And when we're in here doing sprints or something, it's like, well, I can do one more sprint. My mom went through brain cancer and surgery and survived. I can do one more sprint. It's just something to help motivate me.
Give us to Benick. On the football field, number 10 Benick was a versatile weapon for the state class 6A semifinalist Eagles. It's a sport he's played since 3rd grade, and he loves his multiple roles on offense.
They'll throw me in at quarterback or running back or tight end or whatever and just do my thing, and they just say, have fun, and I love it. It's cool being able to play more than one position and knowing more than one position.
With the section team title now secure for the Eagles, Lance and his teammates will wrestle for spots in the state individual tournament this weekend. His goal is simple, to be a 4-time state champion.
Totino-Grace has never had I don't think they've ever had a 3-timer or a 4-timer. So that's my goal, and that was my goal when I came here. So I'm going to try and work for that.
Bennick will wrestle in the Section 5AA individual tournament Friday and Saturday at Orono High School. The state tournament is next week. Jay talks hockey with the state tournament bound Benilde-St. Margaret's girls next, plus our plays of the week.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. They've been close the last few years, and this year the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights are headed to the state girls hockey tournament after beating Wayzata 3-2. And we're joined by Kaitlyn, Reilly, and Kelly Pannek. And Kelly, it's been a tough time trying to get through this real difficult section. How special is it that now that you've done it here as a senior?
Yeah, I mean, this section's obviously one of the toughest in the state, and it's been a struggle for us to get through it the last 3 years. But this year, with being seniors and with our core group of seniors, our 8 senior leadership, I mean, it's unbelievable to be able to go out there and do that and perform and take our team to state. I mean, it's everything that we could have hoped for this year.
You get the game winner in a section championship game. How did that one feel for you to pop that one in after they tied you up?
A little relieved because that first goal kind of started with a bad turnover by me, so I felt like I had to make a difference. And just being in that spot, I mean, our line is so dangerous with me, Kaitlyn, and Brittany, and anytime that the puck's in the slot, you just got to shoot it, and that was the message our coach was sending us, and being able to just put it on net was huge, and it went in somehow. So
obviously there are going to be some good teams in the state tournament, but the good news is, I mean, it's hard to imagine you're going to face anybody much tougher than Minnetonka and Wayzata that you played the last 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, I mean, the few other teams that are coming from other sections that we should be worried about, we've played, so we know what to expect coming from them, and it looks like it'll be a good tournament this year, and going to be tough, but we coming from this section, we kind of had that experience to play those gritty games and battle and win the dirty ones and put them away, and that's kind of been the difference this year, so that's big for us going to the state tournament.
All right, Kelly, thanks for joining us, and best of luck at state.
Thank you.
And Kaitlyn, Reilly was all over the place with scoring chances, getting the first 2 goals in the section final. How much fun was it to be out there here at Ritter playing this game?
It was awesome, you know, just in front of the big crowd. You know, all of the Benilde fans were out there, and it was pretty surreal just playing in this rink, a bigger venue than usual, and it was just a great feeling, and I don't know, it was awesome.
It felt like in a lot of ways that you guys had controlled the game, but then they scored to tie it up. Were you worried at that point at all, or what was going through your guys' minds?
Yeah, you know, I definitely was worried a little bit when they came back, and then it ended up being 2-2, and you know, I was kind of worried just because, you know, it was like deja vu, like, you know, the past 3 years we've lost, but I knew that we could come back. We were playing very well, moving the puck and just playing as a team, so I knew that we would have no problem being able to come back.
Kaitlyn, Reilly, and Kelly Pannek from the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights, Section 6AA Girls Hockey Champions. We'll put the finishing touches on Sports Jam in just a moment, but first, our plays of the week.
Falls down, and Coffee throws it down.
And that'll do it for this week's show.
See you next time here on Sports Jam.